catching up on the YouTube Pagan Challenge, which is coming to an end. First of all, I would like to say thanks to Annika for doing such a great job, the Sea Priestess. Coming up with this, it's been like really wonderful watching everybody's, and you know, it gives you topics to think about. So I'm doing the last four. The first one is talking about spiritual stagnation and what you do when you feel spiritually stagnant. I find for me, sometimes taking a step back is good. And maybe just like, you don't have to do these big elaborate rituals, which sometimes I feel like I need to do. Sometimes just lighting a candle, taking a deep breath, and thinking about my intentions works. Taking a walk works. Walking out in nature can be very inspiring. But when I've been feeling like a little bit blah for a while, sometimes what I do is go back to basics. I go and look at books that I love to read over and, you know, like read over and over again. So sometimes going back to basics, going back to the beginning. I also find watching other people's videos to be very inspiring as well, and reading people's blogs, hearing what other people are doing can definitely get me out of that stagnant sort of thing. Doing a reading, just saying like, what do I need to do? What do I need to focus on? What do I need to let go of? You know, our practice changes. It's not always the same. And if you just keep doing the same thing over and over again, that can get really stagnant. So I find that those are the things. Being inspired by others, going back to basics, and doing reading can really help me to get past any stagnation that might be going on. The next one was, what advice would you give to people who are new to the pagan path? One advice I'd give is read a lot of books, different books, read blogs, just read a lot. And then I would say to them that you don't have to believe everything you read. If you read something, you don't have to be like, oh my God, this one book is the way it is and I have to believe this. What resonates for you? What resonates for you? What sounds true to you and what sounds kind of dodgy? You don't have to take it all in. Look at what's true for you. And just because somebody says, I've been, you know, Wiccan or pagan for 30 years and this is the way you do it or else, that's their opinion and you don't necessarily need to take that in. Find what resonates for you, and that's not going to happen overnight. So read a lot, look at a lot of things, talk to a lot of people, talk to people online, watch things. There are, unfortunately, people out there in, you know, the internet land, whether it's blogs or YouTube or Instagram or Tumblr or whatever, who will say, if you don't do it this way, you're not a real pagan, or if you don't do it this way, you're not really Wiccan, or you're not really witch, or blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of noise, and it's a lot of sound of fury signifying nothing, pretty much. That is one person's opinion, and they're entitled to have that opinion. But opinions are a dime a dozen, and opinions are not facts, and they are not necessarily what's true for you. So that's why I say read a lot, watch a lot of videos, listen to a lot of people, and journal about what works for you. And you may try something and it may work for a while for you, and then you find something else. It's all a process. We're all growing and learning. It's not a stagnant, stale thing. Your practice is going to grow and develop. So keep a journal, read a lot. Don't believe everything you read or hear. Listen to yourself and your gut. Find a tool of divination that works for you. It may not necessarily be tarot, but it might. It might be runes. It might be animal spirits, seeing animals in nature. It's going to be different for everyone. But find, I would say, a tool of divination that works for you. Doesn't mean you're going to go on to do it professionally or read for others, but something that works specifically for you so that you feel like you're getting direct guidance that works for you and nurtures your soul. Also, find practices that are nurturing to you. Just because so-and-so does it this way doesn't mean that you have to. If lighting a candle and saying a prayer works for you, that's awesome. But, you know, maybe a full ritual does, or maybe taking, you know, herbal baths works for you. Do what's nurturing for your soul. And remember, this is a journey. There's no rush. You don't have to learn it all overnight. We all start somewhere. I've been doing this for 22 years now, and I'm still learning and growing. So it's a journey, it's a process. Don't rush yourself. Also, if somebody tries to tell you you have to do it this way, or tries to take advantage of you in any way, run away from them. Use your gut instincts. If you join a group or start, you know, going with a group online or whatever, and they're asking you to do things that, you know, or say things that aren't comfortable for you, you don't have to. Like, just, you know, set up your boundaries, have clear boundaries. So that's the advice I'd give for new people. And have fun with it. This is supposed to be fun and nurturing, so have fun. The next thing was, what does Yule mean to me? What does this time of year mean? So here in the Northern Hemisphere, it's Yule. Yule's my favorite holiday. I mean, I love Samhain and Halloween too, but Yule and Christmas are still my favorite. For me, the winter solstice is a very apparent here. It gets dark quite early, usually around 3:30, 4 o'clock, somewhere in there. The sun goes down and it's dark. It's pretty much dark when I leave for work and dark when I leave to go home. So it's very apparent. I love it though. I know a lot of people don't like this time of year because it's so dark, but I quite like it. I love all the lights. To me, Yule is such a pagan holiday. It is a time of definitely of enjoying the flesh and the season. I mean, I love all the lights. I love the sights, you know, all the ornaments and the trees and all the decorations. I love the food. It's time for feasting. I love the music and the holiday movies, and I love giving gifts and getting gifts. And, you know, to me, it's just like, it is a celebration. We've made it through another year. So no matter what you celebrate, whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or Yule or Festivus or whatever, it's where people can get together and celebrate each other and celebrate having, you know, getting through another year, the end of the year, and also that the light is going to return, that, you know, even though it's cold and dark and winter is, you know, kind of just started here, well, it's been about a month of winter, and we've got several more months to go here in the prairies of Canada. There is going to be spring at some point, and I just love it. I think it's a wonderful holiday, and I enjoy it, and it's a great time seeing family and friends, and it's my favorite and the highlight of the year, that's for sure. Finally, the last question, the last one I'm going to be doing is just saying lessons learned from 2016. I know a lot of people have had a hard time this year, and I see a lot of messages online, especially when a celebrity dies or something terrible happens, and people write the FU 2016, and I certainly have been sucked into that as well, so I'm just as guilty. But I kind of agree. Someone had pointed out, and I'm not sure who it was, that if we are cursing 2016, we walk into 2017 with a really bad energy. 2016 was a 9-year numerology. If you add up 2, 1, and 6, it adds up to 9. And that is a year of endings, and we've ended a cycle. And 2017 is going to be a 1 year. We're starting a new cycle. So we want to walk into that with positivity and with grace. I think that the celebrity death thing, celebrities unfortunately have always, you know, just like any other person, we always come to an end and die. But I think for our generation, it's people that we've grown up with are getting to a certain age and starting to pass away, unfortunately. And I don't think that's going to end. And it's just, you know, it's just something, unfortunately, we'll have to deal with. And, you know, it just reminds us to, I think, you know, appreciate the people around us, not necessarily celebrities, but just people, you know, like we're mortal, and at least in this life, we're temporary. So to appreciate what you have and the people around you. And I think that's a good reminder. 2016 was also politically, things got kind of really thrown into the air. I think we all kind of thought like the world works this way. And now we're finding we have to be, it doesn't always. And the safe order of things, you know, isn't something that we can take for granted. I think that the values we hold dear can't be taken for granted. And they're things we need to fight for and stand up for. And that's something that in 2017 we're definitely going to have to do. Who knows what 2017 holds for us, but I think the more positive intentions we have out there, that we walk into the year with and say, this is my positive intentions for the year, instead of fear and negativity, then that's only going to bring more positive in. And certainly, like, I get sucked into that too. Like, I worry about the future, and I think that's normal. But I think we have to, you know, keep thinking of the positive and what we want, as opposed to what we're fearing is going to happen, and fight for the things, the values that we believe in and that we love and hold dear, and not to take them for granted that they're just going to be there, that we have to stand up for them. So that's my thoughts for 2016 going into 2017. I actually had overall a pretty good year in 2016. There were definitely challenges. You know, definitely I've had family member pass away, you know, people, you know, that have been sick, and it's really made me appreciate the people I have in my life, and that they're important to me, and to hold them dear. So that's one lesson I'm taking away from 2016. Of course, I was also on a TV show, which was pretty crazy, but I learned so much on doing that. I learned a lot. It was, you know, not just for frills. I learned a lot about driving and a lot about confronting my fear, and sometimes you just have to do things, and about being challenged and meeting new people and being around challenging people and also being around really lovely people as well. So I learned a lot. I got to travel to BC as well and see a dear friend of mine, and that was really lovely. So I got to do some pretty cool, amazing things this year. It was an art show with friends from art school early in the year. I got to do a lot of cool, amazing things. So it was a pretty good year, I have to say. So thank you, 2016, for all your lessons and wonderful opportunities and growing, and I can't wait to see what 2017 has in store for me and for all of us. So I wish you all, whatever you celebrate, whether it was Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus, Yule, whatever, I hope you had a wonderful holiday season. I hope that 2017 is good to you, and I hope that 2016 has been good to you. And if it hasn't, then I hope 2017 is a much better year for you. So I will see you all soon. Like and subscribe. Talk to you later.